positive feedback from a lecture that Dr. Velkov gave over on the women's campus just 2 days ago. And this is why I'm so pleased to see more ladies over here again. It was fairly short notice, so I think that there are other meetings going on which has prevented people from coming. So let's go ahead. I don't want to say any more. Okay. Dr. Velkov, it's all yours.
Thank you. Okay, let me check this. Okay, so hello everybody. Hello. Okay. Do we need microphone or no? What do you think? No?
I don't.
No. Okay. So we don't have much time. I will talk. So usually my lecture takes an hour and a half, but this is what we can do. So I started. I'm a doctor. I used to work in United Nations in Macedonia. I work in Serbia in the emergency room. In Kuwait as a medical doctor and medical development manager. And then something happened. My mother-in-law became sick. She got the flu vaccine and she became sick immediately after that. And year and a half after that she died, unfortunately. So I was trying to help her. I was trying to find some natural solution because medicine couldn't help her. So I started to dig around to read another books, not official books, which I studied at university. So after some time, after a year or two, I found something really amazing. And this was unfortunately late for my mother-in-law, but not for many other people who actually get well from cancer and many other curable diseases. So this is a Hippocratic Oath. Since that time, I refuse to work in a hospital because when I told them how we can treat these diseases, they said, no, we cannot do this in a hospital. You are obliged to prescribe drugs. Then I said that I cannot prescribe drugs because I know that they harm, they don't heal. And they said that they can sue me if I don't do this because hospitals exist because of the drugs. So I said, Masalama, this is not a good place for me. And since that time, I'm doing lectures, and I do for free. I don't charge any money for anything I do. So this is Hippocratic Oath, and it says, I will devote my life to the service of humanity. I will apply for the benefit of the sick all measures that are required. So I'm doing this, what actually is saying my oath. Medical paradox today we have, and this is that on one side, we have highly developed medicine, and at the same time, we have increasing percentage of sickness and death. There is something wrong in this. We're supposed to have healthier people if we have more modern medicine, but it's opposite. So we don't have time to pass to each of these points which I put, but just read quickly. 3,835 people die every day from cardiovascular diseases and cancer. And we will see now why we have cardiovascular diseases, how easy it is actually to get rid of this. We will talk about the sun as a source of life on this solar, on this planet. About meat, milk, and eggs. Are they good for our health? Do we need them? Raw food, uncooked food, which I call also live food, because there is a life in this food. Toxins, we don't know, but in many food, which I don't call food, these are products, chemical products, we have many toxins who are actually harming us and causing problems. We will talk about causes and treatments of diseases, about some examples, cure by raw food and sun, and about food of the future. How we are going to feed in the future. So, 500 years ago, Giordano Bruno said that the earth is round. But that time, people used to think that the earth was flat. So what they did to Giordano Bruno? They burned him because he said that the earth is round. But we know today that earth is round. So also, 1950s, we used to have doctors, dentists who recommend some cigarettes, which cigarettes we used to smoke, which cigarettes are good for us. Now we know that cigarettes are not good for us. So these are myths. And today we are going to break these myths and other protein and calcium and other medical myths. First myth, we think that we live only on food. We think that all energy we get only from food, which is not true. We get only 5 to 10% of energy from food only. Everything else we get from sleeping, sun, and breathing. Can you live the best food? You eat the best food possible. But can you live without sleeping? No. Can you live without breathing? No. Without the sun, everything will die on this planet. So we should learn how to take energy. 90% of the energy we take from breathing, sleeping, and sun. And food is the last in this chain. Okay, let's see. Sun is the source of life. Sun is the source of energy on this planet. So first transformation of sun energy happens through photosynthesis when photosynthesis happens in plants. So second transformation of sun energy happens in when animals eat plants. Okay, so this is when we eat meat. We also eat sun energy, but this energy is dirty energy. It's not pure like sun is the purest, and then we have raw food, which is second purest, and then we have meat, which is there is no much sun energy. And then second transformation is happening here when we have animals, meat eaters, and we know that this meat is not good for human consumption because it's very acidic, means there is no energy in it. And the last in the chain are scavengers, animals who eat dead flesh. And we know how they look like because there is no much energy left in their bodies. So when we eat, just to mention, when we eat meat, which is we buy in the shops, we actually belong to this group, scavengers, because this meat in the shops is dead for months, years. Yeah, they spray a little bit not to look like bad and old, but it is. So on this slide we are going to see that we don't belong to a group of meat eaters. We humans are not meat eaters. Meat eaters, like let's say lion, it's a predator. This lion have a claw, and it's fast. That can catch the antelope, you know, to catch the antelope. But the camel or humans, we have flat nails, and we are slow. We are not designed to catch the animals because animal is not our food. Then teeth. Meat eaters have a sharp teeth. So they don't have flat molars like we have, like camel, like cow have. So, and they can open their jaw up and down vertically because when they catch the animal, they can tear the meat actually. But we humans, we have a sliding jaw as a cow, as a camel, so we can actually melt the vegetables. Also, in the mouth of predators, of meat eaters, we have acid. They need acid to digest the meat immediately in the mouth. And then 20 times stronger acidity in their stomach. And we humans, we don't have acid in the mouth, same like cows, like camels. We have very, very mild acidity in our stomach, so we cannot digest the meat. So when a cat eats the meat, then what's happened? A cat will start digestion in the mouth, strong acid will digest quickly meat, and because of short intestines, meat will get out in 3, 4, 5 hours. And there is no putrefaction, there is no dissolution, there is no sickness. But when we eat meat, because we don't have acidity in the stomach, mild acidity, and long intestines like plant eaters, so the meat will stay 72 hours in our stomach. 72 hours, 3 days. So what's happening these 3 days is the same if you put a piece of meat on a kitchen table and see what is happening. It will become bad. Okay? The same process is happening in our body. So all these products of this acidity, products of putrefaction, our body absorbs, and this is how we got cancer. So easy. So we saw that we are not meat eaters, but if we eat meat, let's say what we eat in this meat, what you can buy today in the shops. First, do you know how cows or any animals on a farm are fed? Somebody knows? Mm. Yeah. So cows or any animals are fed on the farms by animal flour. And this animal flour is actually, they make, when they collect dead animals, they cook this meat, and then they dry this and make a powder of this. So they give to animals. Why they give to animals this? Because they will grow faster. So they will have more money. So, but this is not natural food for these animals. Cows are supposed to eat grass, not to eat children, their children or their mothers. So, because of this, we have mad cow disease. Scientist Stanley Prusiner got Nobel Prize by discovering prions, are infective proteins which cannot be killed on 1000 degrees centigrade. So when the cow consumes this infective protein which cannot be killed by this cooking, she gets mad cow disease. And we humans have the same disease, but with another name, and this is Jacobs-Creutzfeldt disease, and it's a kind of dementia. That's another name. So, and we get also when we eat this meat. Also, they give hormones to all these animals. Why? To grow faster, so to have more money. But what happened with us? When we have these hormones, then our children, when they drink this milk with hormones, so they eat this meat with hormones, they will have early puberty. So I could see children 5 years old with a period. So this is horrible because our children are physically ready for adult life, but they are not mentally ready. So this problem, actually, this of fighting themselves, we can see in our lost generations today. They cannot easily find themselves. Also, these hormones will cause breast cancer in women and prostate cancer in men. Not to talk about antibiotics or other drugs, we don't have time for this. But let's say all what I said for meat is also happening with the milk. We have hormones, we have all of this, what I said, also in the milk. But what else? You see, after weaning, no animal drinks milk except humans. Why? Because between age 3 and 5, we lose enzymes for digesting the milk. Very easy. So God, universe, nature designed this really clever, so we don't need milk because we get teeth and we can chew our food. So no, we don't need milk after this age. Until this age, mother should breastfeed the baby. And we shouldn't give also animal milk to our babies because we are the only animal who drink other animal milk. There is no other animal in the nature doing this. Why is this important? Because baby calf is designed to grow in 1 year half ton. So this baby needs exactly cow's milk. But our baby is growing a little bit. So everything what is excess of this protein in a cow milk will harm our babies. And we have a lot of problems with this. We don't have time to explain everything. Also, by milking, by machines today, you know, it's normal to milk by hands. But when we milk by machines, then we have pus and blood in the milk. Why? Because this strong milking will actually destroy blood vessels and infections in a breast of the cow, and we have allowed numbers of pus cells and blood cells in the milk, depending on which country. And also pasteurization. When you pasteurize milk, you know this is a heating of milk half an hour on a very high temperature, means killing all of enzymes in the milk. What we call in a natural medicine, this milk, it's a dead white liquid. There is nothing in it. when you give for 6 months, there was experiment done, for 6 months, if you give to a calf only pasteurized milk, calf will die or become very sick. And we give this pasteurized milk to our children. And they are always sick. They have bronchitis and problems and allergies and everything. Since we don't stop 6-7 years, when they reach 6-7 years, they start to drink less and less milk and they become healthier. Also homogenized milk. You know, homogenization means breaking up proteins of the milk on a very small pieces, so will enter blood vessels and will rip, actually will destroy the wall of the blood vessels. So cholesterol is not a problem. Cholesterol is something what our liver is producing naturally. This is our liver hormone, which, why we need cholesterol? Cell wall cannot be built if there is no cholesterol. This is a main ingredient of the cell wall. So, whenever we have some trauma in the body, immediately liver will produce cholesterol to build this tissue. So when we have homogenized milk, which is proven that is causing these walls in the blood vessels, then we have all the time cholesterol rising because we have to build the tissue. Without this, so when we put down this cholesterol by pills, we actually do double harm with the pills and also with decreased cholesterol, which we need for regeneration. Why we have homogenization of the milk? Why? There is no any medical reason to homogenize milk. The only reason for homogenization is that we can have milk longer on our shelves, in the shops. So it's again profit, it's again money. And also we know that milk causes diabetes. This is proven. Many doctors, scientists wrote a book about diabetes type 1, juvenile. It's caused by milk, cow's milk. So we don't have time to explain everything. It's very interesting, how it's a very easy process. But diabetes type 1 is treatable, sometimes in a week, sometimes in a month, maybe a year, but it's treatable. I know many people who got well. First thing is to stop consuming animal products, on the first place milk. Okay, when I was doctor in the office, I used to tell people to drink more milk to have stronger bones. Okay, but now I'm telling them, no, if you drink more milk, you will have weak bones, you will have osteoporosis. It's opposite. And we have many books written about this, but we don't have this in the public yet so much because we have strong industry. So why I'm saying this? When our body can store only 30 grams of proteins daily, everything what is excess will go into the liver to be breaking down. So product of breaking down proteins is a sulfur, very strong acid, which cannot be taken out just like an acid. So must be neutralized, and neutralization is happening with the calcium from the bones and from teeth. So we have this in our medical books, this syndrome, and we call this a protein-induced hypercalciuria. And this process is very well explained in my books, university books, but we don't talk much about this. So, and the end is osteoporosis, weak bones, but not only bones, teeth. You see, teeth are, the cavities are not caused by bacteria, as they tell us. If this is true, we would never find teeth when we do archaeological investigations. All these teeth will be eaten, correct? So, the teeth is actually, cavities are caused by acid, the same. High protein diet, too much acidity, neutralization, cavities. We are going to talk now about second dietary myth, and this is how cow gets her calcium. Somebody knows? This cow have very strong bones, have so much calcium in the milk, strong horns, but she is not drinking milk. So how she gets her calcium? What do you think? Grass. Grass, yes. So she eats grass and she has so strong bones, so much calcium in the milk. I'm 48 years old and I don't eat meat. I don't drink milk, I don't eat eggs, I don't eat bread, beans, whatever. I just eat fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts. That's it. And I don't lack any calcium. We will see also about elephant proteins. What do you think how this elephant gets his proteins? You see his huge body. His huge body. So, and also the bones and this.
Tusks.
Okay. Yeah. So he gets his proteins from green leaves. Green leaves, as I do. So my lunch was today a little bit of parsley. How you call it in Arabic?
Parsley?
Parsley. McDonald's? McDonald's, yes. McDonald's, small Indian banana because these big ones are genetically modified. And I put 2-3 dates. That's it. Sometimes you put something, some nuts or something. This is my lunch. But we will see why I can eat like this.
That's all?
Yeah. Okay, now we don't have a sound. It is very important. This video is extremely important. But if I'm leaving 25th of March, if there is possibility to do again some lecture, this is really, these 3 videos which we are going to see are very, very essential. So I'm going to explain while doctor is talking. Okay, this is a short clip of Dr. Michael Clapper. He's an anesthesiologist in San Francisco Hospital. One night they brought a patient with a chest pain. So he drew the blood from this patient. And after some time he noticed something strange with his blood. When he see the normal blood and the patient blood, there was a difference. So we will see now. When you see the tube with the patient's blood, you see this is a normal blood, this is a normal blood, and this is a patient blood. And this was a yellow sticky material which was sticking to the walls of this glass. So this is not normal. Usually it should be transparent, light yellow, and it's normal when it's this. So he came to his patient, he asked him, sorry, what do you eat? What did you have for dinner? And he said, I had a cheeseburger and milkshake and stuff. And actually, this is a meat and milk what actually patient had for dinner. So everything we eat is coming to our blood and will stick to the blood vessels. So after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, this is going to be thicker and thicker, this fat from the animal food, and one day can clog the vessel. And if this blood vessel is in the heart, we have heart attack. If this blood vessel is in the brain, we have a stroke. So it's very easy to understand why we have stroke, why we have heart attacks, and also other problems. So the same evening, they operate on him, and this is what they found in his blood vessel.
Wow.
Ew.
Look now.
What?
Yeah.
Nowhere?
So this is a sausage which people who eat meat, milk, and eggs, they have. But you know, we don't feel this until the time comes that we don't have any more oxygen, so we start to feel. But don't worry, this is repairable, this is reversible. We can reverse this situation and have just normal young blood vessels just when we turn to our normal diet. Okay, just to remind you that these are just some numbers for USA, but I guess that many countries are similar, that 95 people die every hour because of this, of eating meat and milk. 95 people die every hour just because of this, and it's easy to stop. So again, to remind you, this is normal blood vessel, and this is a fat which we have when the blood vessel is closed, no oxygen, death of this part of the body or whole body. So what is our natural food? Our natural food is when we walk, and we are hungry, just to take the apple, the banana, whatever, and to eat it. But the steaks, they don't grow on the trees, In order to have a steak, we have to kill this animal, But not many people can kill this animal. So, but if you cannot kill this animal to have your steak, then somebody else instead of you is going to kill this animal. But you see, when we kill, which is not nice, then these animals, they have revenge, Then they revenge with the sickness, problems, and circle is going around. So, what is the difference between a raw meat and dead meat eaters? Lion eats raw meat, and hyena eats dead meat, dead flesh. So the difference is obvious. Lion have a nice fur and have a nice glowing eyes and posture, but hyena looks a little bit not ugly, but yes. So the same with the eagle. Eagle eats dead live flesh, and vulture he eats dead flesh. So the difference is obvious. Also with us people, when we eat something what is alive, when there is life inside, then we look different. We put life in ourselves, and then we glow alive. But if you put something dead, what is decomposing already, there is no life. People are becoming tired and old quicker than usually. So what is this in the food, raw food, which is giving life to the food? You see, the difference between this young boy and this old grandfather is, between other things, also in enzymes. Enzymes are substances in the raw food. For example, in the apple, there is a substance called enzyme, which will need to digest this apple when we eat it. But if we cook this apple and put in our stomach, then there is no enzyme because of 47 centigrade or 180 Fahrenheit, enzymes are destroyed. So we need to digest this apple, but body will still metabolic enzymes, which we have in our cells. And these metabolic enzymes are actually fuel for our cells. And we still them to digest. This is why we feel sleepy after meal. I don't feel sleepy when I eat because my enzymes are working together with the food. So my metabolic enzyme stays there. So, okay, I hope I was clear. Also, cooked food is causing digestive leukocytosis. We don't have time to explain very good experiments by Dr. Kochakov in Lausanne, when he figured out that actually when we eat cooked food, we always have leukocytes level rising. And we know when leukocytes level are rising, when we have inflammation. So our body is trying to defend ourselves by raising leukocyte level. So we always have inflammation. Also body odor, we have, when you don't eat cooked food and animal food, you don't have body odor at all. Decreased alertness, efficiency, productivity, and causing allergies and obesity. You see, God designed food, natural food, but when we cook, we change molecular structure of this food. And this is not anymore food designed by God. So we work actually against natural laws, and then we suffer. So our body reacts by allergies. This means that it's refusing something what is not natural. Also obesity. Why we are obese? Because we eat always food which is without nutrition. So whenever I eat, this is why I can eat so little, because I put something what have life inside. So my body is not starving. Doesn't need food all the time. But if you eat something cooked, there is no any nutrition in cooked food. Any. Or very little. Depends how you cook. So this is why our body after lunch immediately start to think what you can have for dinner. And I say that Obese people are the hungriest people because their body is starving actually. Raw food is easily digested, no putrefaction, no tired feelings after meal, body requires less food and sleep, memory concentration increases, no diseases, no diseases, you cannot be sick if you eat like this. Independence, you can grow in your own garden. Less pollution also, we pollute our planet so much with these bags and boxes and everything, with cans and whatever, but with this food you just take what you need, you eat, and then what is left, we never throw in the garbage. Anything what is left, you know, from fruits and vegetables, we put in the baskets and we put in our garden. So our garden, after several years here in Saudi Arabia, whatever you throw, the seed will grow because it's fertilized already by all this exchanging. 80% of the land is currently used for animal food, so there is no hunger in the world. Actually, if we use all this land for growing fruits and vegetables, then we will not have hunger. Sources of enzymes are all fruits, vegetables, seeds and nuts, and also dried food contains enzymes, and they become more active when we swallow them. This is a real food pyramid. We have to eat mostly green vegetables, then fruits and sprouts, legumes. Legumes I don't eat for a long time, but you can eat it. Nuts and seeds and herbs and seaweed if you have if not light. So this is a real food pyramid, not the one where you have at the bottom, you know, written this and this company made a pyramid. So where we have toxins. No, we don't have time to explain about genetically modified food, but please research and pay attention to this. You know, when we hybridize something, when we make hybrids, we mix two plants. But when we mix plant and animal or human, then we get genetically modified food, which is something really horrible. We don't have time to explain more, but I will just tell you that Professor Sturov in Moscow did very, very good experiment, and the results are that the third generations of rats were sterile. So it means that if we eat genetically modified food today, our grandchildren will be sterile. So this is a very important thing to research. We don't have time to explain. Okay, fluoride in the water. You know, in the Second World War, fluoride was first time used on people in the Second World War, where in the Nazi camps and Russian gulags, they implement fluoride to decrease number of guards. So they had 100 guards per camp, they decreased to 20. How? They gave them fluoride in the water, and fluoride is calcifying glands, especially pineal gland, which become calcified, and there is no. In the pineal gland is producing serotonin, is producing melatonin. We know that serotonin is hormone of happiness, gives us energy, happiness. But when there is no serotonin, we actually don't want to do anything, and we don't want to escape. So after the Second World War, fluoride was implemented in the States, Canada, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, in a water toothpaste, and the excuse was that fluoride is good for teeth. But we know today, and most of European countries refuse fluoridation, even today. But we know from Scientific American, issue January 2008, that actually a few scientists figure out that did experiments, they found that fluoride is actually causing problems with the teeth, not protecting the teeth. So we know that this is fluorosis, and we get from the fluoride. First, you will notice white spots on the teeth, and this is a beginning of fluorosis, and this is an advanced case of fluorosis. Excellent book of Barry Gross, Fluoride Drinking Ourselves to Death. There are many books nowadays. I have 375 research done on fluoride, and we have more and more every year. This is a spine. This is normal spine, and this is a spine where fluoride induced damage to spine vertebra. So, when you go to shop to buy rat poison, you will get sodium fluoride, and this is the same substance which we have in our water. Unfortunately, we cannot hear Dr. Bill Osmondson, which is a really great clip. Dr. Bill Osmondson was working for 30 years as a dentist, and he used to prescribe a fluoride for the teeth. But one day he saw that actually on a toothpaste is written that if you swallow a pea size of toothpaste with the fluoride, you should call I'm sorry, okay,
Poison center.
Poison center. I'm trying to read what it is now. Okay, poison center, yes, thank you. So, call a poison control center. So, but the same amount, this is the amount which we are talking about, but this is a real amount which usually people put on the, and this is the amount which we should be aware of. And this amount of fluoride we have in a half glass of water, fluoridated water. So, if you swallow, call a poison control center, and in the same time, we actually swallow this amount of fluoride by every glass of water. So, in order to get rid of fluoride, the best way will be not to have fluoride in the water. But if we have the only filter which can remove fluoride from the water is reverse osmosis filter, and you have in here in our Khobar, you can buy it. Vaccines. You see, this is a big subject. I'm trying to make people aware of this more and more. First of all, I would like to say that I'm not vaccinated at all, and I had all child diseases, and I'm healthier than more healthier than vaccinated people. So vaccines, they don't have anything to, with eradication of infective diseases. See, vaccines were implemented. We don't have time for official charts to see. If somebody is interested in, I have them on the end. When disease was already 95% eradicated, then they implemented vaccines, and then after 2 years they said vaccines eradicated this and this disease, which is not true. In the States, we have eradication of tuberculosis, and the vaccine for tuberculosis was never implemented. So what actually causes infective diseases is a way of living. So when people stop throwing excretes from the windows, and they start to educate themselves, and they start to eat better, and they start to put the food in the refrigerator, and before that they used to keep animals on the table, kitchen table. So then suddenly all these diseases stopped. So what we have in the vaccines, we don't have time to talk about this subject so much, but I really advise you to see this movie, which you can see free on YouTube, Vaccination. This is really great movie. Scientists, doctors are talking about real cases, about the research which is done, and that this, what I'm saying, is actually proved. This is the vaccine's ingredient. We have mercury. Mercury we know, and we will see, I will explain a short movie from Calgary University, and aluminium, antifreeze, formaldehyde, acetone, live viruses, bacteria, there is tissue. So why would somebody put something like this, this toxic bomb in the body? This is actually, by this, we actually cause the problems, we cause the diseases. And I had one interview recently where I show by statistics that actually most of the epidemics are happening after mass vaccinations. So, but please see the vaccination. This is excellent documentary where everything is explained very well. So this is a movie from Khobar University. This is a nerve cell, living nerve cell. And now we will see the mercury. When they put close mercury to the nerve cell, we will see what will happen with the nerve cell. You see? Whenever we put vaccine, actually mercury, we decrease nerve tissue, we decrease intelligence of our children, and they become passive and autistic. We have epidemic of autism today, and this is because of the vaccines. And not only vaccines, whoever have metal fillings, you know, check on YouTube, you have very good scientific videos, how actually mercury fillings, metal fillings, evaporate in the mouth, and you always breathe this. When I took my metal fillings out, I'm telling you, in a month or half, I opened my eyes, and you check with people whoever do this, they start to become better. Other toxin is aspartame. Whenever you go to a shop to buy something what is sugar-free, you will get something with artificial sugar. And this artificial sugar is actually, we kill ants with this. This is a poison for ants. And this aspartame, or many names they have for this, it's to American pilots. American pilots are not allowed to take anything with aspartame. Why? Because they cannot pilot the plane properly, because it will affect their mental abilities. And we give this poison to our children whenever they go to shop, you know, the chocolate and the bubble gums. All bubble gums are with this poison. And they chew them all the time. So we decrease the intelligence of our children just by giving them all these sweets. So never ever give them anything from the boxes, because all those boxes contain some poison. Another, these are the books, very, very good books to read. Another toxin which I will just mention is monosodium glutamate. Dr. Russell Blaylock, a famous American surgeon, wrote many books on this subject, but one which is really excellent, Excitotoxins, the taste that kills, explains very well what this energy is doing. Actually, when we have, it's proven on a rats, experiment on rats, that actually MSG is causing holes in the brain of these experimental rats. So if you put MSG in a garbage will taste nice. You know, but I'm really literally talking. Why we use MSG? To enhance the taste. Why? To buy more food, to eat more. Okay? So never ever buy anything what is sold in the shops, because it's full of this poison which will make you sick. Other toxins which will mention, alcohol is bad, but we don't have time to talk now about this. Also, soft drinks, you know, they have some color, sugar, fluoridated water, and a few other poisons. Why would somebody put something like this in the body? You know, and to be sick after. Cigarettes, you know, the tobacco is not really bad. Tobacco, people used before thousands of years, they used tobacco as a treatment for some diseases. But the poisons which they put in the cigarettes, so you cannot give up smoking, is actually the problem. Also, the light bulbs, self-sufficient light bulbs are actually the bulbs which actually save the energy, are actually causing diseases, because the ends of these light bulbs are emitting X-rays, and we know that X-rays cause cancer. Not only that, insomnia and many other problems, hormonal problems, can be caused by this light. So throw out from the house all lights like this you have, and you will see how better you will sleep, how better you will feel happier. Cans, we know that they are made from aluminum, so don't consume them, no time to explain also. This is important. You see, our body is designed to sweat on certain places to get rid of toxins. But when you put some antiperspirant to stop this perspiration, then you actually stop the toxins getting out, so you push them inside. So what happened? They are collecting in our breasts, and we have a breast cancer. Why we have more breast cancer in a female than male? Because female use more this, antiperspirants. So in order not to have smell and to regulate this perspiration, first of all, you're not going to perspire so much if you eat food like this. But if you perspire, to stop any smell, you use a little bit of baking soda, put 2-3 glasses of water, drops of water, and make a paste, put under your arms. Whole day you will not have any smell. So no need to use these chemicals. And creams, you know, if you use this cream, if you eat this cream, 50% of the cream will be broken down in your stomach by the enzymes. And 50% will go into the blood. But if you put on the skin, 100% will go into the blood. There is no enzyme to break down this cream. So whatever you cannot eat, don't put on your body. Put olive oil, coconut oil, and other nice good oils. But the strongest toxins are industrial products. You know, they call it food, but this is not food really. Why? What do you think? Why they are for 5 years on the shelves and nothing will eat them? Because there is no any nutrition, so no insects, no bacteria want to eat them. Only humans. Okay, so what is the cause of almost all chronic diseases? Not enough sunlight. We said that source of energy on the planet is the sunlight, which gives us vitamin D and many other things we will see. Nutrition deficiency, we eat dead food, and also toxicity from all these poisons. This is why treatments are sunbathing and sun gazing in safe hours. We will see how raw vegetarian food, juices, and detoxification or fasting. All religions have fasting. If you just follow this fasting, yesterday we discussed, if you just follow religious fasting, I'm fasting all the time. I eat only fruits, vegetables, uncooked, and that's it. But if you just follow religious fasting, you know, they fast in Islam, in Christianity, they have 7 months fasting if you properly fast. So you will be very healthy if you fast this properly. This is Dr. Tullio Simoncini. He's a university professor in Rome, oncologist, famous oncologist, who started to treat cancer with the baking soda. So you can find a lot of information on internet, YouTube about him. So he was fired because he said that actually cancer is a fungus. Why he's saying that cancer is a fungus? I call cancer actually a bin, trash bin, because our body will take all these toxins and put on some area, you know, and collect them there, put some tissue around to protect itself from the toxic tissue, and then bacteria or fungus will come to clean this stuff. Bacteria and fungus, they are not our enemies, they don't attack us, they just come to clean. If there is no toxin in the body, they cannot come. This is why I cannot be sick. You see, I don't know what is a flu for a long, long time. So, and what he used mild water, depending what he treats, and baking soda, and he killed this fungus, and there is no cancer. So on YouTube, you can find his therapy. He's giving this for free information. But if somebody have, let's say, tumor in the brain, then this liquid is supposed to be directed directly to the brain. See, so this is why we need to put in a blood vessel which is feeding this part of the brain. But if it's, let's say, colon cancer, he's using therapy, the 200 grams of baking soda, liter of mild water, and washing the colon twice daily with this solution for 14 days, no cancer anymore. And he shows with his small camera, he shows this on a YouTube. So, but, you know, we have to share this information in order to find out about these doctors. This is Dr. Lorin Day. She is university professor too. She got a cancer, but she rejected standard therapies, and she is now alive, healthy, and she is also doing lectures now, telling people that by raw food you can be healed by anything. This is a first patient, my patient, actually, these are my friends because I don't charge any money for anything I do. Renaud is our, he's now in Laos. He was here in Saudi Arabia, Canadian, 60 years something old man. He knocked on the door one day. He said, okay, I have a prostate cancer. They started actually at that time biopsies, prostate PSA was very high and so on. So what you can tell me, you're coming from Europe, so maybe I told him this what I'm telling you. He didn't trust me in the beginning, he left. And then after 1 week he came and said, okay, I postponed my operation for 1 month. So let's see what is going to happen. And immediately we started raw food, exercises, sunbathing and everything. In 2.5 weeks, no pills for high blood pressure. In 1 month, no cholesterol. In 2 months, his hair started to be darker and darker. So he was so energized. He was running all the time, happy. He was starting to talk about it. And after 3 months, I asked him, please, Renaud, go and check PSA because we need some proof. I want to see how it. This was my first time helping people with this disease. After 3 months, this is a PSA, you know. He had a PSA as a 40 years old man. And since that time, he never ever entered the hospital. This is another case, Ilya Shao from USA. In 5 months, he was doing raw food and looking at the sun, as I will explain now, and high blood pressure, then was eradicated, high cholesterol. He lost 40 kilos in 5 months, and he saves also $1,500 on food, which he was spending. But not only that, I was really surprised when after 5 months he said, my thyroid is working properly without any pills, and he was, for 12 years he was taking hormones. So everything is reversible. We can regenerate all organs, pancreas, thyroid, everything. Just we have to give our body a chance. This is my husband. He had heavy acne problems. We tried everything, scalp problem, really horrible acne problem. After a week, he was not on the raw food. After a week, just stopping meat and animal food, his acne disappeared in 6 days. This is great research. We don't have time to talk about this. Dr. Dean Ornish from Institute of Preventive Medicine. In just 3 months, he changed 500 genes. When we say, oh, this is genetic, we can't change. No, this is not true. Because he changed by vegetarian diet and some exercises and meditation. He changed 500 genes. So what he said, in just 3 months, I can change hundreds of my genes simply by changing what I eat and how I live. That's pretty exciting. This is a movie I really recommend. Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. It's a new movie, and it's really, really inspiring because on 2 months on a juice diet, this Australian man was healed from many diseases. And not only that, he did this movie in the States, so he inspired many others. So when people see this movie, and when you see that it's so easy, he was just driving and having his juicer in the car. So please see this movie. Okay, now, what is the food of the future? We know that the sun is the source of energy, and then by wireless way, we actually do photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? We will explain right now. Maybe some of you heard about Nikola Tesla. He was a Serbian scientist, but he did his work in USA. And what he's holding in his hand is a bulb, but there is no wire. the bulb is shining, but there is no wire. What is he doing actually? Inside there are some inert gases, and that Nikola Tesla is in the field, electromagnetic field, strong electromagnetic field. This wire, this is Wardekliffe Tower. He built a tower in America, and it's destroyed now, because this tower is collecting cosmic energy wirelessly, and is transferring wirelessly to everywhere. So he was able to put these bulbs in the ground kilometers away from this building, and the bulbs were shining. So this wireless transfer of energy we have already 100 years, but it's free. He wanted to give free energy to people. So, okay, so I just wanted to tell you that it's possible to transfer energy by wireless way. Photosynthesis is also the same way. We get photons from the sun. So this is actually a process of photosynthesis. We have electron, which is excited by photon. Then this electron will go to another orbit, which is not stable orbit. So this unstable orbit here, the electron, this is a plus, this is minus, so electron cannot stay here. This is unstable, so we'll go back to stable orbit or we go out. If it's going back, we'll release photon energy. So we already have energy. Or if it's going out, we'll make biological matter. We know that biological matter is formed like this, electrons going here and there, making elements. Hans Fischer is a scientist who got Nobel Prize for discovering that the only difference between chlorophyll, which is a pigment in plants, and hemin, which is a pigment in hemoglobin, is in central atom. And chlorophyll has magnesium and hemin has iron. The same process which is happening in the plants, in a chlorophyll, is happening in hemin, in hemoglobin. The same process of photosynthesis. So, but how we can expose this hemin, this hemoglobin to the sun? By the eyes, because the only place in the body where the blood is in direct contact with the sun are the eyes, because of the large pores. Okay, we don't have time, but this is excellent scientist from Germany, Fritz Albert Popp, for which actually is supporting this theory. These are the people who don't eat food. They just take the sun energy. So I know personally this man. I also had some projects with this man. This is Hira Ratamanik, who brought this knowledge in Europe. This is Jason Mohin from Australia. So all these people, they don't eat food. We already talked that actually only 5 to 10% we get energy from the food. Everything else is from breathing, sun, and sleeping. By taking properly this food from other sources, we actually can decrease amount of food which we need. There's no need to stop food at all. Not everybody of us can do. But we can decrease amount of food really much, like me now. So why I don't need to eat much? Because I look at the sun, I expose my eyes, like in every culture people used to do. You know, Bedouins, if you go to the desert, to every sunset they look at the sun. You know, in my country, people used to watch in the morning, you know, oh, it's nice weather. People used to live before outside, not inside. People used to live before to sleep in the houses only, and all other time they spend outside. So why is this important? But nowadays, we work in the buildings, we sleep in the houses, we have sunglasses, and our glands inside the body, we don't expose hemoglobin to the sun rays, and also two glands which are behind our eyes, pituitary and pineal gland, are the two glands which are there because of one reason, and this is they can be activated only by light. But because of the way of living which we have today, they are not activated. They are not active, so they don't produce hormones. And which hormones? Melatonin, which pineal gland produce, which stops cancer growth. And the strongest natural antioxidant is a melatonin. No depression, rejuvenating, strengthening immunity, boost memory, and so on. And serotonin, other hormone, which is actually giving us energy and happiness. So these are also people who don't eat. You can check on the internet. This is Barbara Moore, very famous MD from England. She didn't eat any food. She was walking 30, 40 miles on the mountains. And she died, unfortunately, she was hit by the car. She was very old. She was very healthy. Probably she would live a long life. So it's possible not to eat at all, or to eat in a week time, like me, for example. Now I eat, but if I walk a little bit through the forest, I'm outside all the time, then I would, for 3-4 days, I don't eat food. Yeah. Advantages of sun diet: excellent health, more energy, less food, less sleep, longer, healthier life. Oh, this is important. Live to and through your pension. You see, people on the Himalayas, Hunzas, they live up to 150. They're women, they deliver children at 80s. Men, they play football at 90s. Really, check on internet. There are investigations they did on them. But we live at 60, 70, even before that. So 40 years we are giving for pensions, and then what we use from this? 2, 3, 5 years maximum, and people usually die. So the pension is going somewhere else. Less money is required for food. More time is available. No dishes, no problems. Very easy to eat, and we become independent. Also, just to finish, we have to walk barefoot like our ancestors, because our earth is flooded by electrons. So we actually are harvesting electrons from the earth when we walk barefoot. We don't have much time, but just to mention that this is the blood when man is walking with rubber shoes. So the red blood cells are sticked to one to each other. So they go in groups, and very slowly they move through blood vessels. So they don't enter really capillaries. They cannot enter because they're in groups. After 40 minutes of barefoot walking, these are the blood vessels. They become solitary, and they can move freely into the small blood vessels. What are my recommendations? That only life can give life. So this apple, if you put in the ground, this tree will come out with hundreds of other apples. But if we bake this apple and put it in the ground, what is going to grow? Nothing. Only life can give life. If you put life in yourself, you will have life. Oxygen is very important. Sunlight, we said how much is important. Exercise is also important to move blood freely through the body. So, what I recommend is, okay, let me just tell you how to do sun gazing. You cannot just look at the sun anytime. So with sun gazing we do, I also on my Facebook have free recommendations. I send them around. So, and you can have all these diets for sick people, for healthy people, everything you can find there. But we look at the sun only in the first or last hour. Only first or the last hour. Sun after sunset and before sunrise. You look first time 10 seconds, tomorrow 20 seconds, after tomorrow 30 seconds. And you increase by 10 seconds till you reach 45 minutes. 45 minutes is time when your body recharges, when you are recharged and you can provide energy. All your blood is actually energized. So when you finish this 45 minutes, you go back minute by minute to 15 minutes and you watch. You need approximately 1 year, but in this country even less. So, and I finish, my son, my husband, my mother, many people finish these 45 minutes, and now you watch 5 minutes, 10 minutes, as you like, when you like, and so on. But in the beginning, it's important to follow this advice strictly, because the eyes are not used to this so much light. Oh, very important moment. I used to wear glasses since age of 7. I'm not wearing them anymore. My son also and my husband also. Okay, what not to do? Processed food, all animal food, disturbing media. When you watch television, now we have beta brain waves. But when we watch television, we turn our waves to gamma, alpha, and theta brain waves, which we call them hypnotic brain waves. Whenever you see something on a television, your subconsciousness will think that this is true. Even you think that this is happening somewhere else, but your subconsciousness will experience this as a true thing. So I believe that nobody from us will take our children and walk through the streets where they rape and kill and you know, but we let them watch this in movies, cartoons, games, and their subconsciousness is experiencing all of this all the time. We can find ourselves many times that we buy many things and we don't need them just because we are programmed to do this. Okay, sunbath, sun days at the safe hours. I'm not saying fry yourself, you know, you have to sunbath, but you please use morning hours the best. Eat mostly raw food, drink clean water without fluoride, sleep at proper time. You see, between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., our body, our pineal gland will produce hormone melatonin in the completely dark room. If you don't sleep at that time, there is no melatonin. So it's very important to sleep before 10. Be outdoor and exercise, breathe deeply, very important, and in order to really properly breathe, it's important to exercise. Smile. You see, when we have smile on our face, our body is conditioned to produce positive hormones. So, even if you don't feel smiling, if you fake smile, after a few minutes, you will notice that actually you become more happier because your body starts to produce these hormones. Pray and meditate. Why it's very important to pray and meditate? You know, because we forget about God. We connect to God when we pray, but God actually connects to us when we meditate. We are always busy with some silly thinking, with some silly thoughts, and we are never peaceful in this present moment. So we have to be in a present moment to meditate, to get rid of thoughts, so that God can communicate and forgive. You see, when we don't forgive, then our body will produce hormones of anger, correct? But when you forgive, and we'll harm ourselves, but when we forgive, then actually we stop producing these bad hormones and we help ourselves too. So this is the end, and thank you.
Dr. Velkov, I want to thank you for coming and being with us.
Thank
this
you.
is just a little certificate.
Oh, thank you so
We
much.
would like to give you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming
Thank you
here
so much.
today.
This is very nice.
Thank
Okay.
you. Oh, and this is,
Oh,
okay. And here is another.
thank you. Oh, I'm so surprised. Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Really, you're so prepared. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Velkov.
Do you have any
That's
questions?
Very interesting.
Now, if I want to get more information of what you said, shall I go to your Facebook, to your name? as well?
Yes, yeah. Yeah,
So everything
but
is there?
instead of J is D, because in different countries they write different. I put J because this is my Macedonian name, but in Serbia they pronounce with D. Instead of J, it's D only, but you will find me.
It's
G, is it G what?
Instead of J, it's G.
G. So Judy.
No, no.
D.
It's
D, yeah.
D of
Can we get your presentation?
Welcome.
The presentation, can we get your presentation also?
Sorry?
The presentation.
I will leave the presentation here so you can, no
Maybe
problem.
Dr. Rice can email us.
No problem. And also you can find my lecture on YouTube, but it's very old lecture in English. Usually I talk in Serbian when I talk on the TVs or so, but now because Klaus was interested to do some project, so we can do also in English.
I decided.
If you say get the sun
Yes,
with open eyes,
with open eyes, but no glasses. No glasses. We should remove glasses and lenses when we look at the sun.
there are little lens inside.
If there is surgically inserted lens, no problem. But I'm talking about lenses which we put in the eyes.
So I'm okay on that with my surgically.
Yeah, this is
Does it
okay.
change your eye color at all? I've always been
No,
told
no,
when
no,
you
no.
face the sun with your eyes, it would change.
No. You will see it's amazing, but you have to, in the beginning, first 5 minutes, you have to be careful because, and watch as much as you can. You know, if you cannot increase, okay, 2-3 days, just keep these seconds. Don't push so much. It's very easy. You will notice after 5 minutes. You know, some things, for example, to me, 5 minutes, I had headaches because I used to suffer from migraines before. So I had headaches for a few minutes till I reached 5-6 minutes, and then everything stopped. Usually, wherever you have problem, will appear again a little bit. So if you had a pimple somewhere, you know, they will appear, and after a few days will disappear. You had before, it's cleansing process. So, and when you feel this, you will see amazing sleeping. You will sleep like a baby because melatonin, you produce a lot of melatonin. Your eyes, my mom had a cataract and they started to treat her and this and I said stop all of this and start looking at the sun. So in a month of time, no cataract, no glasses, no anything. She was completely healthy. So, I mean, she damaged her body a lot, so we're trying to fix now, but you know, if you start when you're younger, much better. Children, they don't look at the sun till the age of 5. Their pineal gland is producing enough hormones, no problem, but between 5 and 15, they go up to 5 minutes only. They don't need. They can watch more, but they don't need. Also, pregnant women, no, they don't watch the sun.
So you're talking about the last hour before sunset and
Yes.
the first hour after sunrise.
Yes, yeah.
With naked eyes.
Naked eyes, yeah. And you can see in India, for example, I had a lecture in Bangalore, and in India, this is a normal practice, you know, everybody is looking at the sun in the morning, but, you know, they forgot, people go to the towns, they forgot about this, but this was normal practice, you know, in many, many cultures. Nowadays, we have Bedouins who are doing the same, every day.
But in India, you see, they close the eyes and face to the sun.
Somebody, this is like a sun bath, but actually you also do sun gazing. Check on internet. Actually, this man who I mentioned, Hiraratan Manik, he is Indian, and he brought this knowledge. I'm doing this every day, and all my family. Yeah. Also, it's important to mention that when somebody have a cancer, usually people go on a raw food diet, or you can find on my Facebook a juice diet. Just drinking juices, green juices, because they are actually cleansing the body. This is we call chlorophyll liquid sun energy. This is why when you drink something green, will fill you with so much energy. So my son is a tennis player, sportsman, and he does not eat any meat, any milk, any eggs. So when they said it's sport, you need, and he has muscles. So it's not about the muscle. You know, you will have strong bones when you exercise the bones. When you
Pump your body.
sorry.
You pump your body.
Yeah, when you take something heavy, you know. But if the same with the muscles. If you put the muscle in the gyps, you know, even though you eat meat 3 times a day, muscles will become small because you don't exercise them. Body is very clever and will do this job, you know, whatever you need, whatever you you need, body will do it. Very important to say that when people have a cancer, you know, and they start this raw food diet, it's very dangerous actually to start raw food diet without cleansing of colon, without enemas, because immediately after we start to eat raw food diet, our body starts to cleanse from the toxins. So in the blood we will have a lot of toxins. This is why people in the beginning, they experience headaches or something. So, but in the people who have a cancer, liver is clogged. Liver is a filter, so it's clogged. We cannot clean any more toxins. So we need to unclog. There is a method which Dr. Gerson, it's a very famous German doctor who actually brought this knowledge into the States about raw food diet. Dr. Gerson is recommending coffee enemas, which I explain in my recommendations. Coffee enemas are actually, we don't have time to explain the process, how this is doing, but it's actually unclogging the liver. It's opening the channels. So, together with coffee enemas and green juices, actually juices, less sugar, more vegetables, less fruits, more vegetables, almost all diseases can be treated. Yeah, but it's important to say, you know, healthy people can go immediately, no problem. If you experience here and there some problems, this is cleansing process. But sick people, very careful because liver must be unclogged. Yeah.
Also, when you say juices, I think fresh juices, not the
fresh.
product.
No, of course.
Yeah,
no.
Fresh juice.
Fresh juices, which if you don't have possibility, if you don't have good juicer, it's not easy. I know, to wash all this and so on. So it's easy to have a blender. Put in a blender some fruits, some greens, whatever you like. You can experiment every day, and you just drink it. Like me, this is my meal now, and I put here, there are strawberries, 1 Indian banana, and a little bit of Magdanos parsley, and two dates. And this is my meal. When I drink this, I'm energized. But you know, in the beginning, your body...
This is your lunch.
This is my lunch. Sometimes, if I need some stronger taste, okay, but sometimes I need something stronger, I will make some salad, put some seeds, then I will put hot pepper, because when we start to think about food, we need to satisfy taste actually, not really much food, but the smell and taste. So whenever I smell something, I become hungry. Something what smells nice, and what I like. But I didn't eat from yesterday. I had something, some cabbage for lunch, small, and then I didn't have anything. No, in the morning I was not hungry, and I told my husband this morning, I said, oh, I'm not hungry, I'm so happy that I just forget about food. And he said, do you remember this meal? Then I remember that meal and I become hungry. Because this is our mind working all the time. You're not hungry, but then you smell, and then, you know, it's the same with the drug, you know, people when they are on heroin, they think that they have to have heroin. They will die if they don't have. And the same with us, you know. We think that we need this, and we become sick if we are hungry. But guess what? When an animal is hungry, she become alert to find the food. You know, not sick, not tired. So these sick and tired feelings are not from hunger. These sick and tired feelings are actually addiction, but we don't have time to talk about this. It's a really huge subject.
Do you have to juice it, or could you have just eaten the dates?
You see, you can. The best is if you just eat. You know, this is the best way, the most natural way. But because now I'm going here and there and so on, I cannot have bag of this, bag of that.
You don't have time to eat.
Okay, I have time, you know, you can have an apple and no problem. But this is very easy, and also your stomach can digest quickly, you know. So it's, when I go somewhere, I do this. If, for example, yeah, you can just, the best is, as you said, to choose something. But
so you eat no chocolate?
no chocolate. You said chocolate is stimulator. Maxim.
Do you have kitchen at home?
Sorry?
Do you have kitchen?
Kitchen.
Yeah.
I have kitchen. No, I cook.
You don't cook?
See, no, I cook for my husband and for my son. I cook because they still eat a little bit of cooked food. I try to, it's not easy. You know, the best way to start, I give 3 steps. First step is in the morning, eat fruits. And after a month or 2, when you're okay, because in the beginning you will be hungry. You will be nervous few days. And then suddenly you will become a little bit happier and healthier. You will see, you know, your blood pressure is down and so on. And then second step is for lunch, eat salads. But good, rich salads, you know, with some nuts, some seeds, some hot pepper, you know, to have taste, nice taste. And then third step is you don't need to go to completely to raw food to be absolutely healthy. You can keep small amount of cooked food, but this should be small amount together. If you take together with raw food, then your body can manage. So for my family, I cook some like vegetable soups, a vegetable in any way, a little bit of potato, and some brown rice.
No
This
bread,
is-
no bread.
No bread, because this is very important, very good. You mentioned this, because what we have in a bread is actually a glue. It's a gluten. So bread, I mean wheat, 100 years ago had 7 to 8% of gluten, which we use to stick furniture in a factories. This is a glue. But because of hybridization, today we have 70–80% gluten. So when we eat this, actually our body is glued. Our body, the cells, nerve cells are glued to each other. So I don't eat bread at all. It's not easy because cheese and bread are very addictive. So it's very difficult to get rid. Meat is no problem. Meat
What
you
about
can stop.
Milk,
with.
milk, but you say milk.
No milk.
No milk.
No milk. Milk is very dangerous.
Do you have
Is it
anything?
dangerous?
Dangerous, yes.
The babies are growing with the milk.
A baby will grow with the milk of mother's milk. But he was not here. Just
You were not here for the first
I
part.
was not here for that.
I will just read this slide.
What about rice?
Brown rice, yes.
1 year old babies, what should I put them?
Breastfeed.
They are 1 year old. They are babies.
Okay, you can start with just